There's always someone with an audience that does everything but what is right. Recently, popular streamer Lakari decided to accidentally leak some files on what he's actually into. While being on stream, he accidentally leaked some notes from his notepad on his desktop, being a lot of underage things, if you know what I mean. Now, thinking back to almost all of 2025, predatorial activity was probably one of the biggest problems that was mentioned during this whole year. We had the whole Roblox thing where a lot of pedos made their way into the game and tried baiting minors. Then someone actually stood up about the situation only to get banned on Roblox permanently instead of the predators being banned. And also when Roblox got confronted about it, they started getting defensive and then started yapping about how they wish to work with the predator catcher. And that was said 3 months ago. And up until now, nothing has changed, which led the predator catcher to sue Roblox, making them lose millions upon billions of dollars on their stock markets. Then we have the whole David thing as well, where one of the most popular artists in the world was speaking to a minor for 6 whole years before she was found dead in his trunk while he was on tour. Mind you, he isn't actually the one who killed her. It was apparently his manager who killed her for no known reason. But David was basically together with her for years while the girl's parents knew and didn't do anything about it. Rest in peace to the girls, Celeste Rivas. Also, luckily, we've had someone good on our team so far, except for the Predator catcher, of course. We've had Gideon going on a crazy spree, catching a lot of predators during this past 2 years. And when I say catching a lot, I mean a lot of predators. Saving the streets from the bad people, if you know what I mean. Now, I did mention Lakari, which is honestly the main point of this whole video, as his files got leaked on a stream. And instead of ending the stream, he kept streaming because he thought that everything was gonna go well. By the way, it didn't, because it gave time for people to look into what he had on those files and those notepads. There's clips everywhere. You can probably look it up. Not that you want to, but you get my point. Now, from the start, he is kind of known as a gooner streamer, if you know what I mean. Not that his whole content is based around it, but his personality is. And this made me realize a few things because 2025 was full of these types of things because of one big reason, like leading up to one point. And that's when people's lives are too much on the internet. Like we've had David, okay? He was with a minor, right? And honestly, I think the fame got so far into him that he thought that he could do anything he wanted. It's either that or he kept going because he just simply was manipulated by the internet. I mean, honestly, this doesn't really prove a point here because David's whole situation started like 6 years ago when the girl was 11 and David was, I think, 16, 17, 18 around that time. And the fact that he kept going, he could have quit it obviously, but it still would have, made a scar up on him. Not that it hasn't right now, but yeah, his whole life on the internet is gone. Also, this is not funny. I know this is not funny, but he did climb up to Unreal on Fortnite during the time where the police had him under investigation. I think bro was depressed and had to cope. People putting their lives on the internet is like getting put to a chokehold forever. And the hate comments, everything people say on the internet is so overstimulating that some people have to find something to cope with. I know this sounds really, really weird, but I think that the social media part is what leads those people. Well, part of it is what leads so many celebrities and actors, and we've had Epstein and Diddy and all of that, leading up to predatorial actions. Because honestly, let's just think about it. If you are a content creator, celebrity, famous, someone, whatever, you have a following of somewhat, or you have fans, an audience, or something, and you're just sitting there and looking at what the internet is giving you, looking at what life on the internet is like, it's just so like it's all over the place. And I think part of the reason to why they resort to this type of stuff is because they feel like depression is coming against them. And their way to cope, since social media is part of the reason, is to do weird stuff. And that little part that is part of the reason is the depression part. And that just feeds into the fact that they want to do those nasty things. So I'm not saying that social media is the whole reason. I'm saying that the reason to why some people get depressed on the internet is because of social media. Obviously, that's a no-brainer, which feeds into the reason to why they should do what they, those predatorial things. And I think that's something that should be more talked on because We don't know. Someone that we love or like as a streamer or as a content creator could be doing something weird right now that we just don't know of. This year is gonna be full of surprises. I know it because it's already been what, like 20 something 5 days? Yeah, I just checked the calendar. It's been 25 days and there's already weird stuff going on. Like we started off this year with someone pulling up files about teens. Like, are we serious, bro? And not to just feed on the Lakari example, but he posted a tweet saying that he had problems with gooner material, so he would try to go to the gym and work out, which I mean, me and other creators don't get because how would that help? But he did say he would get therapy. So I don't know if this really solves anything for the internet part, but yeah, and also they do know that people will react like crazy when they see that their favorite creator is doing weird things. I think it's a part of it. I think that social media or the fame you get, the money, everything, it leads up to that point. You think you can do anything you want. I think that's pretty obvious. But also, whatever you see on the internet, horrible situations, good, positive energy, whatever it is, it all combines into some form of overstimulation leading to depression. Kai Cenat talked about mental health recently, and he said, "Yeah, guys, take care of your mental health." He could have done anything from that point. Honestly, before everything, like at the start of this year, I was so scared. I was like, "There's gonna be someone that's gonna do something that we don't expect. Something weird is gonna happen," and I'm pretty sure that later on in this year, something so unexpected would happen. It would probably crash the whole internet. Okay. And no, it would not be GTA 6 being delayed again, which I truly hope doesn't get delayed again because we don't want that. But mental health is, I guess, a part of it because that's what it looks like. People get depressed and people just turn to what they think is right. And now I actually have a similar situation. Sadly, I do. What this sounds hella weird saying I have a similar situation. What I mean is there's someone in not my area, but another high school is a teacher. So my friend's friend, he goes to that high school, and apparently a teacher there did something super weird, speaking to a, I'm gonna use Gideon terms, iPhone 14, and I haven't seen the text messages, luckily, and I don't want to see them. But I'm pretty sure like my friend read them because they're up on a Swedish site where they catch predators and stuff. And the things that was said in those chats were insane. Like this should have been a case for Gideon to solve. Honestly, you should probably come to Sweden and do his thing here because I think that would help. Sweden has a lot of weird activity going on most of the time. So yeah, that's pretty fair. But yeah, just as he was about to get caught by the police, he had already gone to Greece. Wait, that rhyme. He had already gone to Greece and he just dipped. And now he's living there, I guess. And I think he's still on the lookout and stuff. Police is after him, obviously. What do you expect? We're not gonna let that man go free. And now he's just living in Greece, probably in harmony or peacefulness or something. He was probably saving up before because he knew that if he got caught, then he would have to dip immediately. And that's what he did, exactly what he did actually. So I don't know much about the situation now, but I know that that man has to be incredibly desperate because that truly shows that depression in any form or shape will just lead you to something wrong. Either he grew up in a bad way or pure evilness, which can be the case in many scenarios. We don't know if David actually went through something or if he just, I think he just did it because of pure evilness. But you get my point. Like, either something's wrong with someone, either it's coping or it's a bad habit that just starts and you don't think much about it until it gets bigger and bigger, like gooning and all of that stuff, okay? But yeah, that's what it can lead to. And honestly, I hope nothing similar happens this year. I mean, Jidon's still out there catching people. Imagine he caught a content creator. That would be really crazy to watch, honestly. But honestly, I hope it doesn't happen with any more content creators because we don't want people losing one after another. I was actually listening to David's music before the whole situation, and then I had to like put him off completely. And then when I look at my Spotify Wrapped, then all I see is top one artist on my thing is David, which is truly sad because I was listening to him for half a year consistently, and then I just stopped because. that I hope the world can become a better place. That's it. Peace.